Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The United Nations says no aid has yet been distributed in Gaza despite aid lorries starting to cross the border after an 11-week blockade. Israeli officials said 93 trucks entered Gaza on Tuesday carrying aid including flour, baby food, medical equipment and pharmaceutical drugs. But the UN said that despite trucks reaching the Palestine side of the Kerem Shalom crossing, no aid has been distributed so far. A UN humanitarian chief has said 14,000 babies in Gaza could die in the next 48 hours if lorries of aid do not reach communities in the Strip.
The situation is dire. The real test of the words will be whether we can get that aid in. We are there on the border right now. We have thousands of trucks ready to go. We know how to do this. We've done it before, and we are demanding that the world back us in pushing Israel to let us get in and reach those people who are starving right now. And let's be clear, those 5 trucks are just sat on the other side of the border right now. They've not reached the communities they need to reach. And, let me describe what is on those trucks. This is baby food. Baby nutrition. There are 14,000 babies that will die in the next 48 hours unless we can reach them. This is not food that Hamas are going to steal. No, we run the risk of looting. We run the risks of being hit as part of the Israeli military offensive. We run all sorts of risks trying to get that baby food through to those mothers who cannot feed their children right now because they're malnourished.
A Russian missile strike on a training exercise in Ukraine's Sumy border region has killed 6 servicemen and wounded more than 10 others. That's according to Ukraine's National Guard. Russia's defense ministry earlier released this video purporting to show an Iskander missile attack on the training camp. The Sumy region has come under repeated bombardment after Ukraine launched a months-long occupation of part of Russia's neighbouring Kursk region from there.
This right here, the Golden Dome for America, is game changer.
The Canadian government says it is in talks with the US over joining its proposed Golden Dome missile defence system aimed at countering next-generation aerial threats. Prime Minister Mark Carney's office said there were active discussions, including on existing and new programmes like the Golden Dome, which is similar to Israel's Iron Dome. US President Donald Trump unveiled the plan for the new missile defence system, announcing an initial price tag of $25 billion, although the government has estimated it could end up costing 20 times that.
This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years. Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space.
Good morning, class of 2025.
Columbia University President Claire Shipman has been booed during a graduation ceremony. Chants of Free Mahmoud were heard, referring to Mahmoud Khalil, a Columbia University graduate who was detained by US immigration officials in March over his role in pro-Palestinian protests on campus. President Trump has called past pro-Palestinian protests anti-Semitic, but student activists deny this. A former Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo has been sentenced to a decade's forced labour for corruption. Augustin Matata Ponyo was found guilty of embezzling around $245 million of public funds by the Congolese Constitutional Court, alongside the former governor of the Democratic Republic of Congo's central bank. Matada's lawyer says that the ruling was unfair and politically motivated. Part of the funds were taken from a major agricultural development intended to tackle the country's chronic food shortages.
Spiderman, friendly neighborhood Spiderman.
And a man has been arrested by police after allegedly trying to scale a cruise ship docked in Sydney Harbour on the weekend. Footage shows the man climbing up the mooring line of the Carnival Adventure cruise in Circular Quay. The 29-year-old was charged with 3 offences relating to unauthorised entry. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.